Hello, welcome to L.O.T.S.
I'm Johnny Q.
And I'm Kinea. And L.O.T.S stands for
Lies.
Opinions
True.
and Substance. We are seen through Global Vision TV and we are powered by Status Network. How was your week?
It's pretty decent. Pretty decent.
Okay.
What about you?
I have a horrible week.
Horrible week.
A horrible week. It's not a good week for me.
Not a good week?
No, it's not.
What you breathing?
I am breathing and I'm alive, and that is all great, but it's still not a good week for me.
Not a good week?
No.
It will be.
I hope so. It will get better.
Yes, of course. Like everything else, as long as you breathe, you know.
Yeah.
Things may ruffle your feathers, but it gets better as time go along.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I hope you out there in the audience, you know, hope y'all, if you're feeling down, hey, hopefully we got something that'll pick you up.
Right. We have a lot of topics today.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, what are my topics today, and what is Johnny Q topics today? Life is too short. Tomorrow is not promised to no one.
That's a promise.
That is the promise.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I will be talking about today.
That's what you're going to be talking about today?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I lost my best friend. One of my best friends.
One of the best friends.
Yep.
What's her name?
Tennessee Dean.
Well, to the Dean family, condolences.
Yeah. I lost her. And we was friends since I was like 19 when I came to New York.
New York City.
She taught me about Brooklyn. She took me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because of her, I knew how to handle myself in New York.
Okay.
You know, she was my ride or die. You know, for about a good 15 years, he was rocking.
Wow.
You know, even when I started dancing. But, you know, through life, sometimes you and your friends, when you get older, sometimes it's like we lead separate lives.
Right.
And we might lose contact.
True.
We lost contact for a lot of years. We both lost our mother, and then we reunited. You know, and we reunited like after she had a stroke, after she lost her mother. So, you know, she wasn't like in the best shape, but she was still lively and happy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it's just a tragedy that she's not with us anymore. You know?
And how old was she?
She was 49, I believe. Yes, 49 or 50.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? She was older than me. And, you know, she showed me all the ropes. You know, when I met her and stuff,
And that's where she was from, Brooklyn?
Yeah, she was from New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but was she from Brooklyn?
Yes.
Originally?
No. Well, that's where she was raised, really. Like, that when I met her, that's what I knew of her, Brooklyn.
Okay, gotcha.
You know? That's where she used to take me to hang out, and, you know, but she lived in the Bronx.
Okay.
But, you know, yeah. And the sad part is because, you know, this show is about truth.
True.
I don't like to lie. We were not, like, the closest right now when she passed. We had our own little personal, you know, knick-knack or whatever. But Joe, put that post that she posts last week for me. Look what she posted for me. I always knew you would be a star.
Oh.
That killed my soul. I had to go back and screenshot that so I could have that as a memory forever. Because she know that this is where I'm trying to go to.
Right.
You know, since I started doing a podcast, and, you know, it's just sorry that she's not here with us anymore to see what I will become.
So I'm curious, what even when y'all got back close, you know.
We didn't really get back.
Yeah, didn't.
No.
Do you want to share?
I do want to share. I don't want to put everything out there, but sometime in life, you have friends. And sometimes friends can succeed a little bit. People might see it as succession. But me, I be like, my life is pretty normal to me. People might look at me like, oh, you a superstar stripper, or, you know, whatever the case may be, and they think your life is all glamorous, but, you know, it's not as glamorous as you think.
Right.
Just because
be dealing with something.
I'm be dealing with my own stuff. Just because I'm all sexy and it might look like I got it together, that's why I always say, check on your friends. Whether they seem happy or sad or joyous, always ask somebody how their mental state is, because you never know what somebody's going through.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's suicide out here. It's all type of ways that people, you know, lights out.
Right.
You know? And I love my best friend, because when I thought of all the memories came rushing back. When her daughter called me and told me her mom had passed, all the memories just came flushing in of all the good times we had. You know what I'm saying? All the good times we had, and now she's not here with us anymore. And I hope she's watching down in heaven, and I hope she end up being one of my little angels on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Because I truly loved her, but sometimes life take a toll on people.
It does. It does.
You know, you have to be strong out here.
Yeah.
Because sometimes life ain't fair.
No.
And life is not easy. Life can be motherfucking rough.
Yeah, it can be rough.
It can be rough.
But you don't think life is fair?
Not to everybody. Sometimes you are born with that silver spoon and sometimes you are not. You got to work your way hard to the top. Some people are just blessed. Like me, I know I'm blessed.
Right.
Because I feel like every time something bad happens in life, it's like there's always something good right there.
Right.
It's always something good. Like, sometimes I'll be like, God damn, Lord, what am I really supposed to be? And this is what I'm trying to find out now.
Right.
Like last week we talked about the reset and the woke, because I'm woke.
Right.
You know, so I'm woke and I'm reset right now. So I'm just like, I'm about to be a millionaire.
Okay.
I'm going to speak it into existence. I'm going to be a motherfucking millionaire. Do you understand me? When I say I preach it in, I'm going to preach it in hard. Because I'm going to do everything to get there. But I'm not going to stress myself out getting there.
Right.
Because some people go crazy to get rich. Like, they do anything. They sell their soul. Yeah. I'm going to be like, look, if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. But I know it's for me. And God going to have those blessings for me because I'm going to do it the right way.
There you go.
I'm going to do it the right way. I'm not going to sell my soul. I already sold my soul to the trap for a little minute. You know, because the trap ain't easy.
No.
And I'm ready to get the fuck out. Okay? I'm ready to leave that motherfucker. What? I told them, yo, give me 10 months to a year. I'm out of this shit. Y'all can have this. Y'all can have my crown.
Yeah, that's right.
You could take this trap queen crown all day.
I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember those days. I know how it is.
Right. So, but I know my friend died, and it's very sad. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm distraught. I'm trying not to cry on the show. Right. I'm not gonna cry.
Well, you know. The thing is about death. Whether you're a person. I remember when my mom died. You know, me and my mom went on the best of terms.
See?
I mean, we went on the best of terms for years.
Yeah.
But I remembered all the good times.
You remember the good times, right?
You know? Now, not that I forgot about the bad.
Oh, of course not. But the good times gonna fly in first.
Yeah.
Because when my friend died, that's all I thought about today was all the good times we had.
Even when you get over a horrible time with your friend or your loved ones or your family members, you know, if you had a chance to experience getting over, you know, something y'all didn't agree upon,
right,
or something that kind of, like you say, you know, made y'all go separate ways and come back,
life,
you know, just that moment, you begin to take life a little bit more seriously because you're like, man, I'm glad we at least got past that.
Right.
You know, and there's always going to be something else. And this is what death does. You know, death helps remind you that life ain't promised.
Not promised to nobody.
You know, everybody got a date.
Everybody got a date. And you don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And see, this is one of the moments where this is going to be a teachable moment, you know, and I just thought about this, just a little bit away from the situation, but dealing with death. I had to learn, don't get trapped up with trying to become a success of so much money, because one thing I noticed about death, you can't take nothing.
You can't take nothing with you.
I mean, everybody done tried.
Right. You can't. Even the Egyptians tried.
Right.
They buried all the gold.
Right.
When you dig them up, they can just keep them and put it in the museum.
My white forefathers came and dug them right on up.
Right, dug them all up.
And charged us to go see it.
Right.
You know, guess what? People may not like to hear it that way.
Right.
But it's reality.
It is.
It's also, because I did remember a couple of guests, you can call in at 470-251-4343. That's 470-251-4343. And if y'all want to chime in on the topics, you can. If y'all would like to ask a question about the topics, to my UK brothers who call in, please be on the topic. Okay?
Oh my God, Mr. UK.
But yes, you know, I just want people to understand that you ain't taking nothing with you. So, in this realm, in this world, when you die here, that's it. You can bury a car with you, but if you my relative, I'm letting you know up front. I'm gonna dig your ass up.
Oh my God!
I had that car.
I can't.
Car can be driven.
I can't with you.
Be driving it with your corpse on the side if needed.
You stupid.
But that car gonna be driven. So ain't no sense, and you better not have enough sense where you think you gonna get buried in a brand new Cadillac. Cause I'm digging your ass up.
Oh my God!
I can sell that Cadillac. You can believe that.
And also, and on that topic, have your ducks in a row.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Like, it's difficult when someone passes and they don't have like life insurance or nothing set in place, and then you put the pressure on the kids.
Right.
If you have any siblings, or you put it on them to have to bury you or cremate you. Suppose they don't have any money either. And then that's where the GoFund come in, because guess what? My best friend, her daughter set up a GoFund.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to promote it on my page. I'm going to promote it on this page. I'm going to promote it on my regular page. Any pages that I have, y'all going to see the GoFund on it. And if y'all could contribute, I don't care if it's $1, $5, I would like you to donate to the Tanisha Dean Fund, GoFund. Because she didn't have nothing in place to bury her, and I would help also, I'm going to donate to it too, because I'm going to go and deal with the kids too,
I got so many mixed emotions.
Yeah, of course. You could say them, because this is a truthful show.
But I do understand, the pressure that's applied here in America. People think it's about freedom. It's not.
Right.
And I really want people to understand this. Black folks ain't, they say black, white issues and all that. When you living up on the poverty wage,
right,
it's gonna be hard for people to save that dollar.
Right.
Yes, our forefathers did it because they didn't have nowhere else to spend their money.
Right.
Right now, you got options to spend money.
Right.
Our forefathers coming up, our grandparents, they didn't have a lot of options to spend their money. It was house, spend your money in your house,
right,
or that car, so you wouldn't have to keep catching the bus.
Right.
Then you got to remember, they couldn't shop at every Macy's and every Rich's.
No.
So they didn't have to really go buy a lot of wardrobes back then.
They learned to sew.
Right. So when all these options become available to the newer generations that's coming up, most of us ain't really thinking about saving and how to bury yourself.
Get life insurance.
Nobody's really thinking about that.
No.
Even my life insurance lapse here and there.
It's
just my kids know what to do.
Right.
Because I done told everybody in my family.
what they gonna do with you, Johnny Q?
You can go on and burn me up Krispy Kreme. I don't care if I got $1 billion insurance policy. You better not throw no big old funeral.
Right.
Listen, you can bury me in a pine box with a T-shirt and boxes, or either you can just Krispy Kreme me out. Right. I'm dead. I can't feel it nowhere.
Right.
I don't need a
big shoo-rah.
Nah.
Boom-ba-ya.
If you stupid enough to bury me in a gold casket, somebody should be smart enough to.
Don't say that, because my mama was buried in a platinum casket. But she put stuff in place when she died.
Right.
We had no stress.
Right.
My mama had life insurance. We all got a check, and her funeral was beautiful.
I agree. Same thing with my grandmother.
She put stuff in place where we had no stress about burying her.
Yes.
And I wish all people would do that, but this generation's so messed up, I don't know.
It's hard, man. It really is. I mean,
they want to buy Jordans. They don't want to put life insurance up.
Because you're thinking about dying.
Right. Nobody think about dying, but you can go.
Yeah, you can go.
My sister just lost her son, and he was only in his 20s. And she's having a hard time with that.
I done had so many friends do it the same way, and I know it. Man, I wish I could have all the correct answers, but the one correct answer I do have, we're fighting a war out here.
Right.
And that's kind of going to take us to the next subject, which was mine.
Hey, Raleigh.
How are you training? How are parents training their kids these days? This kind of flows into your topic as well. It can chime in off that. How are you parents training your kids these days? And the reason this come about, the reason I brought this topic up.
Okay.
This weekend I was chilling out in my neighborhood. And
look at your face. What was these kids doing?
Okay, let me start here. I want to ask you, if you got a 7-year-old and a 12-year-old, right?
Yes.
Honestly, I mean, just honestly, I need your honest opinion, right?
I'm gonna be very honest.
So let me know if you thought about it, if you already know how you run in your household,
Okay.
and or if guess what, you just didn't think about it.
Okay.
So let me show you where I'm going with this.
Okay.
You got a 7 and a 12-year-old.
Yes.
What are you allowing them, or are you even monitoring what they look at on TV?
These days, you have to.
No.
You have to. I would monitor, especially my daughter. If it was a girl, I'm definitely monitoring her more than the guy. I'm sorry. More than the boy child, I'm going to monitor her harder.
Okay.
But the guy child, like if I had a little boy, which I do have a son,
right.
But back then those things wasn't going on with all this monitoring. It wasn't all this internet craziness, Fortnite, addictive stuff, you know.
Right.
But my daughter, I would monitor her so no creeps could be trying to lure her somewhere. You know, my son, I would wait till him to be a little older.
Okay.
To monitor him.
Right.
You know, because boys are a little different.
Okay.
The girl, more protective of. The boy, I would check him maybe at 12. Maybe at 12-year-old. Because, you know, they might start, you know, finding themselves, looking at porn, you know, doing other stuff. They get erected. They get erected at a certain time. So I have to monitor him, see the bed sheets are wet. You know, he throws stuff in the dirty clothes. I smell cum. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a boy. He's finding himself.
Right.
And I will also monitor him because people could be lurking for him too.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But the daughter more harder.
Well, I'm pretty much treat both of them the same. We get both of them the same lesson from day one. But the reason I asked that question because this weekend I was able to observe where
some kids.
Yeah, and I was just noticing what they were looking at on TV.
What was they looking at?
I don't know the name of this show, but it was similar to put it like this: it was an adult show, not as in graphic as in sex scene wise.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure it was because the violence was off the meat.
What show was this?
I really don't know the name of the show because it was the first time to where I actually.
Oh, because you're overlooking to see what they're watching, and you're like, what the hell are they watching?
I was like, why are kids this quiet?
Right.
And so when I look and I observe the kid, you know how you zoom in to the show? So I'm like, what the hell? When I tell you a person got their head decapitated.
Okay.
Then not only that, a sniper shoot the other guy who was laying behind the other guy. But I'm like,
it could have been an army movie.
No. This was a real death movie. I don't know the name of it.
Okay, well.
But this whole movie was
action movie. I've seen heads beheaded in so many movies.
No, listen to what I'm saying. This had to do with strictly death. Just death.
So it was like a death. It was like a death scene, like because my friend, she likes gore, and she would go find it and watch it. So maybe
your friend?
She's older though.
I'm talking about 7.
But she had to start somewhere. She might have started at 7 and 12, like in gore.
This is what I'm saying about
training the
kids. First of all, it's 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
All right.
Is it a school night? Okay. Bed at 10.
Okay. Again, training. Because now you got to remember, where's this attitude? Where are these attitudes that's about to come up future-wise? Where's this coming from?
Reality is, these parents out here working so hard trying to pay these bills, they don't got time to monitor these goddamn kids.
And that's why I had this topic. For hard-working parents. And this person with the 2 kids, she is a hard worker.
See?
I have seen the father around.
Okay.
Both of them do work.
Okay.
But you got to still be a parent first. And I know it's hard. I do. I understand it. I understand it coming from both angles. Mm-hmm. But it got to be some rules set. Mm. You can't expect your bankroll to raise the child. I kind of did that hustling with my first child.
Oh, you mean the need to provide for your kids over monitoring them because you have to work a 12-hour shift to pay the bills, so you don't have time to even take care of your kids.
Yeah, but you got to make time.
You got to make the time.
Now, I was off and on with that because I was still a young man trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But because I know I would catch myself when I was younger at times to like, I know money can't raise this child.
Right.
So that's why a lot of times people who got a chance to see me, they would see me with my kid. For real, when me and the mom wasn't beefing.
Right.
Because you got to remember, we're very young. We're teens.
Right.
We're just about to become in our 20s when this child
was born.
Born. So we're trying to figure it out. Right. So even through all them differences, I just still remember that money couldn't do it all.
No.
It takes me. You see what I'm saying? It takes me to give him the guidance. It takes me to keep pounding this game, this knowledge, this little wisdom that I have inside of me. That's what I'm saying. We have to get back to that point to where our jobs can't keep coming in between to where our morals and values supposed to be at play.
Right.
Because this is your morals and values in the right place with your kids. It'll also help you be in the right place with your job. Okay. You know, and I know people be fearful of losing their job because this is the way you're providing for your household.
Right.
I hate to say it, people, you got to pick one.
Even with rich folks with nannies, they're out doing being millionaires, and the nanny raising the kid.
True. And that's why a lot of their kids, when they grow up, they be like, I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. Prime example. People below poverty wage and as what we call middle class America, kids will be like, once they really get up and once they really get grown, most of them say my grandparents raised me. Right. Some will say they actually had raising with their real parents. Yeah. But most people will say grandparents, or most people will say the streets.
My mother raised my son, and I can say that. So I am one of those by default. Like, I had a baby young, and my mother stepped in. Right. She was like, go to college, do what you got to do. I would take care of your son. And she did. But trust me, my son had a little animosity towards his mom through life. He, like, now that he's older, he's better now. But I could say about 10, 12 years ago, he was like kind of rude to me. Yeah. He even got real fast, like, you ain't raised me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's a backlash when you had a baby young and your grandparent, because he was like, Ma raised me, which is my mother. Right. He'd be like, Ma raised me. So he considered my mother his mother because she raised him. Right. I came in, now that me and my son are good, it's fine. But I remember a time, for a long time, we was at odds. Yes. Like, he would be rude to me, and I would have to be like, well, I'm not talking to him for 6 months. Right. And this is when he was 18, 19. He's older now, but I'm just saying, like, he was real rude to me at a certain point in his life. But then afterward, he got older, he let me know why he was mad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And most children are going to do that. He let me know why he was mad. What he went through in high school, what he went through in junior high school, when I wasn't really there. He would see me, but he would look at me like, this is a lady in a picture. This is a lady. And I used to send him this cup when he was growing up with me on it, so he could always drink tea and see me. Okay. He used to be like, you're the lady on the cup. I used to be like, yo, this fucking little motherfucker, yo. He didn't care. He didn't care. He'd be like, that's the lady on the cup. Yeah. Like, he would shrug me off like that. Like, she bore me, but she wasn't really there. She wasn't really there. Now I'm there. Right. That little motherfucker have a child, I'm going to be the best grandmother on earth. Do you hear me? Because I'm going to make up for what I didn't do for him. But my mother did it, but not me. Right. But I understand this here, Kevin. You can't make it up. You can only go forward. Yes. And be the best. I can make it up. If he has a child, and I told him I told him that today, so. That's like the parents living their dream through the child. No, I'm not living no dream. I'm gonna just help him out with his child. Right. And you know? I'm with that. But don't try to put in place what you weren't able to do with him. Just be the grandma. Yes, I am. Just be the grandma. I am. You know, it's just like me. When I become a grandfather, that's exactly what I'm gonna be. Right. I'm gonna be the grandfather, because I'm telling you right now, unless they have other siblings, I ain't taking care of no babies. I'm not doing that. That's not a grandfather's job. Oh. Now I'm gonna be the best grandfather I can be. Right.
But at the same in the same notion, what I'm about to speak of, my kids better have it in place.
Right.
The first two, I got 3 kids, and I speak of them more because I've been with them more than I've been with the youngest.
Okay.
You know, and this has to go with training.
Okay.
You know, I had to fight very hard to train them because me and their mother were so young.
Right.
You know, they would not be. I can honestly say. And it's not that my kids are more far off than any other kids, but they wouldn't have what they have if it wasn't for me.
Okay.
I know that. That ain't me boasting. It's just a fact.
Okay.
Not that their parents, not that their mother weren't good mothers. They were. They really were. They were great mothers as what a mother was supposed to be. But the training for them to be as that woman and as that man and who they see today,
right,
that didn't come from the mother.
Okay.
And that I can honestly say.
Yeah, because a man will train and raise their children different.
Yes. And,
you know?
And if you don't, then, boy, you done lost some serious steps as a father.
Like your daughter, having you as a father, I'm sure she would know a fuck nigga from a mile away. She would know a womanizer from a mile away.
She's supposed to. She does supposed to. I think she has made some a good choice.
Okay.
Lately.
Okay.
The jury's still out.
Okay.
You know, my jury lasts for years. My jury don't last. You know, it's different.
Yeah.
You know, my jury don't last for 6 months. Even though I'm gonna know within the first, as soon as you sit down.
Okay.
You know, I can know from the way we greet at the door. You know, I just have an eye for it because I've been the best on both sides.
Okay.
You know, in my eyes.
Okay.
She still got a lot of polishing.
Okay.
But
not a lot of polishing.
Yeah. She still got a lot of polishing to get on her, but
okay.
You know, she is pretty good.
Okay.
You know, she been doing decent.
Joe, you got any kids? No, not yet, Joe.
Yeah, man. Until you get married.
Our engineer don't got any kids yet.
That's good. That's
good, Joe. Take your time, Joe. Take your time.
And just so y'all know, Joe, do you have a woman, Joe?
Yeah, he got a girl.
Okay, so guess what, ladies? He off limits.
That's
right. That's right.
We ain't throwing you out here to the wolves, Joe.
No.
For your girlfriend come up here and kill us.
and no, ladies, we don't have a sugar plum engineer.
Oh my God, I can't.
So I just wanted to put that on out there.
And he is not a war daddy either.
No, about that. Definitely. He's a war daddy to his girl.
Right. He protects that.
Hey, but
oh my God.
So, what I wanted to put at the end of that, you know, I think parents who don't know what training is, we got to go back. If you got to get in the Word to find out how you should train your kids, do it that way.
Or even an hour a day to sit down with your child and be like, how was your day? How was school? You know, is anything going on in school that I need to know about? How are your teachers? Sit down, have a little dinner sometime with them. Something
I
for connection.
Something. You are so right. Listen,
something.
Actually, all parents.
Right.
Any parent looking at this show right now.
Right.
Sundays or Saturdays. Pick either one of those days.
Right.
Just to start with. If you already don't have what I'm about to say implemented in your household. There is no more eating at the TV.
Right.
All TV, all cell phones
away. Have that family moment.
Have that family moment at the table.
Right.
And allow, if you and the child father and their mother is up under the same roof, all y'all abide by that one rule.
Right.
Let's get something started
in place.
In place to where the child know that guess what? It's family time today.
Family time.
Ain't no phone, ain't no computer, ain't no laptop.
It's us.
More important than us.
And that us.
Now that's just a starting.
Right.
That's a simple start.
You might find out something that you didn't know.
You are gonna find out something you didn't.
Right. Because I seen it before.
If it's co-parenting,
right,
then each one of y'all
need to do that.
Month,
right.
Y'all need to do the same thing at each household.
And even let's say they don't live together, they could implement like, let's say the dad's not in the family.
Right.
He can pick up the son or the daughter and go out to eat with them in a park, a picnic.
Yes.
Sit down and talk to your child.
With your phone away.
With your phone away and get into deep conversation of what's going on with your child's life.
It's called picking the brain.
Right.
And you allow them to ask whatever they need to ask.
And you let them be free to tell you stuff without judging them.
Right.
They want to have a place to come and say their piece and don't feel like they're being judged.
Right.
Because a lot of people keep stuff from their parents because they're scared to either get a whooping or what, make them feel comfortable.
That's right.
To be able to tell you anything.
Even if you got to correct them.
Because I could tell my mother anything and I could tell my daddy anything, and I have both of them in my life. So this is why I'm so outgoing, because I didn't have no daddy issues or mommy issues. You know what I'm saying? Because I could talk to both my parents.
And I'm outgoing just because, hey, I didn't have nothing to lose because I couldn't talk to my mother or my father. Not the way I'm talking to them.
Right. But you learned still.
Yeah, I still learn. But
self-taught.
Self-taught. You know, God, and guess what? God showed me some things that my parents couldn't show me.
Good.
You know?
The Lord has helped you.
People say, what was it? He talked to me.
Right.
And he made me outspoken when I didn't even want to speak.
No.
That's just what it is.
No.
You know, I mean, it ain't nothing to feel bad about because I had to understand my parents were young. They were young.
Right.
And that's where that old saying, put on their shoes and walk their miles. You know, people like, hey, they the parents. But yet, different time, different things going on in their era. They're young. My grandparents, I knew how bullhead my parents were. Both of them were bullheads. It's just my father was more calmer than my mother.
Right.
You know, that's all it was.
True.
She was more hot-headed. She was a firecracker. It's going down right then and there. My father, he was more in the cut.
Oh,
but still bullhead.
Right.
You the same thing he finna give you silently, she finna give you to it with a whole lot of rah.
Right.
It's for real.
Well, that was a good little topic about parenting your kids a little bit better, especially in these times.
Yes, because you're going to need it.
You know. Joe, what's our next topic?
Marriage. Oh, okay. No, you ain't got to take it.
It's okay. So it's marriage and what?
What is marriage
to people?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, is marriage what Will Smith and Jada got going on? Is marriage what Shaquille O'Neal and Shawnee O'Neal got going on?
They're not together anymore.
Huh?
They're not together anymore.
Did she keep the last name O'Neal?
Yeah, but a lot of celebrities do that.
Why do you think she did it?
Everybody does it to be relevant. I think that's for relevancy.
Well, guess what? She is relevant.
Yeah.
She need to relevant her ass on back home.
To who, Shaq?
Just Shaq. And Shaq need to relevant.
Oh, here we go with this now.
Well, again, people don't know this information, Cam.
Once you are married once, Johnny Q said, the Bible say that is your husband forever unless he dies.
Yeah.
I just want the people to know.
You don't want to be married, you just go on and run across 285. You can be unmarried real quick. You certainly can.
Right.
You can check right on out of here.
Johnny Q does not care if you have a second husband. Your first husband is it. Your second husband does not count.
No, your second husband.
The court cannot divorce you from your first husband.
No.
Johnny Q does not believe in that, and he says the Bible said so, and he has showed me where it says so in the Bible.
Listen, it's not I that said.
I know, it's the Bible.
Yeah, it's the word that said, and I didn't make the word.
No, you did not.
And for all the niggas that's gonna look at this and be like, "Hey, the white man wrote the Bible." Ain't no white man stupid enough to write that, idiots. That's gonna contradict them.
Right, here comes a caller.
Here we go.
And what our caller have to say today? Hello.
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 Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. And who do we have on the line?
What's your name and where you from?
This is D.
D.
This is D. Yes, I'm from Philly, but I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Philly. That's where my best friend is at. Who died?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. And what's your?
I'm calling in because the question was, what is marriage?
To you.
I think marriage can be, to me, marriage, I believe, can be summed up in one word, and that's commitment.
Right.
I think it's commitment, and I think because of it, you can understand maybe where, you know, I know Q, you're coming from a biblical perspective, but you understand that because it was a commitment. It was agreement and a commitment you made so that no matter what else happened, you stay connected to that person. And I think that that's what marriage is.
Okay.
Are you married?
I am not married.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to be married?
I would like to be. I've been engaged before.
Okay.
But we never actually got married.
Okay.
I would like to be. I think when you consider marriage from a cultural perspective, it's approached much differently here in Westernized culture versus in other places where marriages made and still to this day are arranged.
Right.
Because it's not romanticism, it's not emotionalism, it's not any of it. It's a commitment made, it's an agreement to carry out a lifelong purpose.
Right.
And I think if people more so approach it with that perspective, you would have more people staying together.
Right.
But let me ask you this though: is that from a human terminology or from a spiritual terminology you speak of?
Even if you talk about from a spirit, it's from both. Even if you look biblically, and biblically has cultural context to it. So the things that happened in the Bible were at that time, they were going out like your show is. It was actually happening, and they were arranged marriages. Mary and Joseph's marriage was arranged.
Right.
They were all of their marriages were arranged, and so these people, these families said, listen, we need to make sure that our family are, that our name continues on, we build a legacy,
right.
Our children are taken care of, all those things. And so we bring these two people together with a commitment that you guys are going to carry out the purpose of this bloodline.
Right.
And as a result of that, it was brought before God. I'm agreeing to commit to this. And
right.
There's no breaking of it.
Right.
In the Westernized culture, it's not about that. It's about, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with him, or I'm so in love with her. He makes me so good. She makes me. Oh, he got money. It's for all of the other. It's for the fruit on the tree and not the root.
Right. Ooh, I like that. Okay. It is for the fruit on the tree and not for the root of the tree. But I love that.
Shouldn't the root be more important than the fruit on the actual leaf?
Of course.
Absolutely, and if it was, you would have less divorce.
Right.
Okay.
Because people are focusing on the fruit,
right,
and not the commitment and the root. Then you have people who are divorcing, whether you or I may believe it's spiritually illegal or not.
Right.
They're doing it because the law of the land has then given them permission to do so.
Right.
So again, we're still back at the beginning. Should marriage, and I did not include this in the statement, so are you saying marriage should be founded by God and the way he says it, or should it be as what mankind knows it to be right now, which is just, hey.
Oh no, so I didn't hear that portion because I started calling. I looked for the number and when you guys started talking, I didn't hear that statement. I'm a believer. So my perspective is always God first.
Right.
So I believe that everything should be governed by God. And
right.
It should be from a God perspective. I believe God created marriage.
Right.
So everything else I believe is us kind of doing not carbon copies, but at least try to imitate it in our own way.
Right.
So yeah, it should be governed by God. However, I'm gonna say that however, or unfortunately,
right.
The land, most people in the land, we put us first and God next.
Right.
We make our own decisions, and then we ask God to help us make a message out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Make a message out of my mess, God.
Right.
Okay.
So I think that's what it is. So I think marriage should be governed by God, and it should be God-led, it should be God-built, it should be God-cultivated, and it should end the way God wants it to end.
Right.
And unfortunately, though, we live in a land that no longer... See, before, biblically, government and God were one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now, our money says in God we trust, but now we separate church and state.
Yes.
So the state says you can do whatever. You don't want to be with that dude, you don't want to be with that big
Right.
Okay. So you do understand when I tell Shaquille O'Neal and Shawnee O'Neal take their ass back home, huh?
To a certain extent. And
right.
I will tell you why. Because I don't know because according to the media, I'm going to say that because I don't know what happens in their house and what happens in their
Right, neither do I.
But according to the media, both of them have been with other people since them leaving the home together.
What they got to do with going back home, though?
So at this point, biblically, they are in position to be spiritually divorced.
Okay.
You what?
I would need you to call back with that part of the Bible.
Yeah. Where you read that at?
Listen to what I'm saying. They both, according to social media, have been dating and seeing and doing.
Yes, of course, we know that.
Right.
So if that be the case, then what's the reasons? And we have a discussion often. What's the biblical okay for you to get divorced?
There is no biblical.
There is no biblical.
There isn't one.
I wish we had that. I wish we had that statement.
Isn't there?
Huh?
Adultery does not give you spiritual permission to get divorced.
No. Fornication does, though.
Okay. Fornication does.
Mm-hmm.
So if Shakira, we had this conversation. So if Shakira and or Shani committed fornication, they can get divorced, correct?
They can't never commit fornication. They married.
They're not supposed to.
So what you're saying then is that the Bible doesn't make sense.
No, I didn't say that. That's what you.
If you said the Bible says that you can get divorced based on fornication.
You can get divorced
you said, right?
based off fornication, which means if me and you who are engaged and we decide to separate because you caught me fornicating with somebody else, I could never be committing adultery because me and you are only engaged. But if I go have sex with another person, I fornicated against you. Therefore, me and you can separate.
Because you're not married.
If there's no marriage yet, that's not divorce.
Right.
Listen, if me and you give each other a word that we're only being exclusive to one another, just me and you.
You calling that marriage?
No, it's not.
It's not marriage, but me and you have gave each other
a commitment
word that we're committed to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, in the Hebrew text term, they considered that marriage amongst each other words.
But we're talking about the real marriage.
But once you say I do with the priest, and the priest say now y'all become as one, you now, if I go outside our bond, our union, I commit adultery. That's why back then in the Hebrew text, if I got caught committing adultery, they would stone me to death. If you got caught committing adultery as the woman, they will burn you to death. So
exactly. Now listen to what you just said. The adultery is when a man or a woman step outside of their marriage, correct?
Right.
By the priest.
So you're saying at that point, you're saying the Bible doesn't give that person right to divorce.
No.
Right.
No, that's why God said at the end, death do you part.
Right.
See, you can't death do you part in fornication.
We've had this discussion.
Yes.
I go on and on and on about it because...
But there's a part in the Bible that says it.
I understand Hebrew as well. And when you talk about engagement, the actual term was betrothment. And so what happened was a man and a woman would be betrothed or promised to each other. That was engagement. There was no marriage put in place. The marriage wasn't actually put in place until they actually had sex together.
Right, I remember those. Yeah, different cultures. Different cultures do different things.
Yeah, but from a biblical perspective, this was Hebrew and Greek culture.
Okay.
Excuse me, it was Jewish and Greek culture. The Bible is written all based on Jewish and Greek culture.
Right.
So based on that was the government of marriage.
Yeah.
It was once those two people had sex together, that was why a married who wasn't deemed as having committed a sin, though she had been pregnant, she wasn't married to Joseph. She was just betrothed to him. They eventually got married, right?
Right.
When the Bible says that if a man can divorce his wife if there was a commitment of adultery. There has to be what is adultery in marriage?
But he never said because of adultery. He said because of fornication.
Okay. If that be the case, then what is fornication in marriage then? You're saying you can't commit fornication in marriage.
Right, you can't commit fornication in marriage.
So why would God say you can get divorced if they commit fornication?
Because you can now separate and go your separate ways because you never put the vows up under God. Y'all never said the vows up under God. You only said it to each other.
I need to see these proof. I need to see these receipts. I only seen one receipt before. Right. I need to see the receipt of this fornication and this adultery. Right. I'm going to go do my research. Because he got me believing since I'm divorced that I'm still with my husband. I'm still supposed to be with my husband.
You are. Jefferson, come on down.
Don't you come down here, I said.
Who's Jefferson?
My ex-husband.
Yes. Her husband.
So he always tell me I'm still married.
She is still married. Listen, you think God gonna put something at the... Hold on. Listen.
Me and Q have had this conversation.
Yes, we have. But listen, let's just go through a simple rundown. Sickness and in
health and debt do us part.
So
that's a commitment you make. But you can break that commitment.
Please tell him this. And then find it in the Bible for us, please.
Yeah, do me a favor. Just find it in the Word.
Find it in the Bible.
Yeah. Show me where you read that.
What do you mean? Show you?
I want to see. I want the proof. I want the receipt. Yeah. So I could be free of this nonsense.
Right. Give us the chapter and verse where you read
find it, honey. You call us back next Tuesday and you find us some receipt.
I'm going to call you back next Tuesday.
Please.
We had an in-depth conversation about this.
Please. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
And yet you still try to fight God on it.
Right.
I don't try to fight God.
Well, you ain't fighting me because I wouldn't be crazy enough to put that in the Word. I wouldn't.
But the Word is there. It says, and we've read this scripture face to face, that you could get divorced for fornication. Your point.
Ooh, I've been fornicating, so I'm free. I have been fornicating, so I am free.
If by some chance Q and I were married, Q's point is that because we're married, if we stepped outside our marriage and had sex with somebody, that wouldn't be fornication. That would be adultery. That would be adultery, the sin I'm committing against my husband.
Right.
But who I'm sleeping with, I'm committing fornication with them because they're not my husband.
Right.
It's just like the Bible says that when you fornicate, you don't only commit sin with that other person against your own body.
Okay.
And I've had this discussion that sometimes one act has multiple charges.
Okay.
And so when I'm married to you and I sleep with Tom, I committed adultery against you and I committed fornication with Tom.
Okay, look, I'm gonna help you right here. I'm gonna go through 4 scriptures right quick, and this should help you out. We're gonna start with Mark 10:11.
Because our topic is marriage. What marriage means to you.
Mark 10:11. Verse 11 and 12. And he said unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, commit adultery against her. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she commit adultery.
But can they separate? Can they just go their ways?
Now, let's show you where he says separate.
Now, can you stop at this scripture since you brought it up? Do you understand what the phrase put away means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Put away mean that you done left her for another. That means you done put her away to do as what you're going to do.
No.
No?
No, because and culturally what people would do in that time, they would lock people in chambers. They would hide them, right?
Okay.
Now I divorced her, but instead, all right, let's bring it to, because we're talking culture, so let's bring it to 2021.
Right.
I was standing on the corner, right, in front of the store, and this dude just pulled up when I was standing out there talking all kind of stuff or whatever. I peeped that he had a wedding ring on. And I said to him, oh, yeah, because that ring should be doing a lot for you, right?
Right.
Now, he pulls off, comes back, and I ain't lying to y'all, he comes right back around the corner, had taken the ring off. Now you want to have conversation. You just tried to put your wife away.
Right.
You just tried to hide the fact that you had a woman,
right?
A wife, not just a woman, to sleep with me. You be committing adultery,
right?
That's putting away,
right?
That's putting away.
Makes sense.
You be committing adultery against your wife while you fornicating with me,
right? No, well, right. That's right. Because he's gonna fornicate. Y'all gonna fornicate, but he gonna be committing adultery
against his wife,
right?
He's fornicating with me,
right?
When you go over to that scripture in Matthew that says that a husband can divorce his wife for fornication, when he found out I slept with this other man, I committed fornication with that man. He now has a right to divorce me.
Ooh,
okay, watch this. But hold on, don't stop. Hold on.
Ooh, yes, I'm free.
Don't. What does it say at the end, though? What does it say at the end about who married you? Let's say your husband did put you away. What happens? What do you commit? And then what does the other person commit? Because it didn't stop there, because I'm looking at it. What else it say?
Right, so you're saying that...
No, I said what else it says.
Which one are you looking at? Because I want to look at...
Matthew 5:32.
Okay. Hold on. I'm pulling up my
Yeah, go on and pull it up. We got time.
We're talking about marriage.
Yes.
And what it means to you.
Yeah.
And what it means to you and our caller.
Yeah, see, don't stop there. Say what God gonna charge you with at the end. You right.
I want you to say it before she even finds it.
It said whoever else marry her, they're going to also be committing adultery.
Oh.
Okay.
So she right with saying, yeah, you can. You can go about your business. But God got a charge not only for you, he got one for him too.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'm going to read the same scripture that Q is reading.
Right.
It says, you have heard the law that says a man can divorce his wife by merely giving her a written notice of divorce. But I say that a man who divorces his wife, unless she has been unfaithful, causes her to commit adultery. And anyone who marries a divorced woman also commits adultery.
Okay.
So what you get out of that?
It says unless she has been unfaithful.
Now, let me. I want to help you out with some.
This is a debate.
I also want to help you out with something you read. Aren't you reading the New King James version terminology?
I'm reading the New Living. I'm reading the New Living translation. I know you're gonna go into King James, and that was the original English translation, and this is and the other. No, it was the original.
No. Understand this here. I want you to understand something. What you're reading is what they interpreted for it to say. See,
what are you reading?
I'm gonna nip this in the butt right now. I didn't know who wrote this Bible. I wasn't there. Joe, are you listening? I was not there for the person who wrote this, so I am not a full 100% believer. Anybody could have wrote in this. I did not see a godly person wrote this. I think the Bible is in place to keep us in check, and I don't believe everything that's in the Bible. I don't. It has been rewritten and rewritten and rewritten.
I don't believe what FICA and Medica may take out my check every month.
Okay.
But guess what? It's going to be taken out.
You adhere to it.
That's fine.
You know what
the Bible's in place to keep us in check, to keep society in check, to have something to look forward to, because we can't actually see God with our eyes. So the Bible is like our God. So you have something to look forward to keep you in line.
Right.
Because none of us have ever seen God. We could believe in him all day, and we know somebody created the world.
Right.
But all this writing is like you're writing a story. It's like a storybook.
Well,
it's to keep us in place, to keep us sane. But I don't believe everything that's in it. I don't.
I want to go on record. No, I have not seen God. But I have seen his words. I believe it. And
yes, I believe in his miracles.
I want to say, I ain't even got
But I don't believe in everything that's in that Bible.
I believe every
It's
word.
been rewritten too many times. New version, old version. Nobody got time for that.
Nobody may not have time for it.
It's like the whole world dies, somebody writes something, the whole world is reborn, and everybody's following that book that was written. Who the hell wrote the book?
I mean, God said he wrote it.
Who told you that? Who was the one that said that? That's been passed down through time.
God said, he said believe in every word.
Because somebody wrote
he
it.
Inspired the man to write it.
Well, that you could say
Ain't
that.
no man in this world gonna come up with this.
They had to live it. Maybe they lived it. Baby, they are good storytellers out here. We watch movies every day. They are wonderful storytellers out here. This could be the greatest story ever told.
D, me and you gonna finish this conversation up later.
Okay. Nice talking to you, D.
And we definitely appreciate you and Philadelphia calling the show. Thank you for it.
Thank you, Philly.
Yes,
all right. Yes, you will.
God willing.
All right.
Joe, play that video. Because this video is really, wow, like shit that makes you shit yourself.
How much longer?
Well, pretty high.
Yo, Joe, what would you have done, Joe, if that was your pool in the backyard and the tornado came and you was on that motherfucker?
No, that was a trampoline.
Whatever that is, pool, trampoline. Yeah. Did you see how the tornado or the wind lift that?
First of all,
I would have shit myself.
First of all, you got to be an idiot
to do what they did. I would have never jumped in and tried to save the trampoline.
Listen,
they never thought.
You know you can lift a trampoline by yourself. Like you can lift that by yourself.
Yo, they was trying to save their trampoline. They must have needed that trampoline so bad.
Fuck that trampoline.
Right. That's what I said. Jumping on it and knowing that my weight couldn't hold it down and I lift up with that motherfucker. Shit myself. I'm in the air flying with the trampoline. No. I watched that video like 20 fucking times.
Listen, anybody that crazy, listen, play stupid games.
Right.
Stupid games. I don't know what happened to Buddy. I don't care what color you are. If you're stupid enough to do that, hey, get ready to get you some bad results.
Oh my God! Well,
no way in the hell I'm about to jump in on some other target.
Well, that's it for L.O.T.S today. Thank you for watching. Watch us on Global Vision TV, powered by Status Network. Have a wonderful week, guys.